Welcome to our practice. Get ready to charge those arms to explore your wrists, your hands and shoulders in new ways. Making sure we're starting on a bolster with the wall behind, and let's begin. Relax the feet, relax the thighs, let them flow to the ground. And press into the backs of the hands to lengthen the front spine and to lift the sternum plate to the sky. Roll the shoulders back, the elbows back. Feel this new shape from inside. Evening out the sides of the neck. Relaxing the jaw. And the eyelids closing. And then the hands lifting and pressing the palms together firmly, right in front of the center of the chest. Keep the elbows pointing down. Keep the center of the chest lifting. And then soften the front throat and gently lower the chin. Inhale. And then releasing the hands, lifting the chin. Lifting the eyelids. And let's begin. Alright, taking this bolster and placing it here. It's going to be for our foreheads in our first Adho Mukha Svanasana downward dog. So if you know that you have slightly tight shoulders, you might want to take another blanket and place it on top of your bolster to just have a little more lift. And we'll leave that to you to decide. And when you've got yourself set up, let's come and meet right here at the front of the bolster. Check that the feet are parallel. Starting to slow the chattering of the mind down. Turn into the details using the alignment as tools to release the grip of the mind and its monkey mind habits. So firm the knees, firm the thighs. Inhale the arms up. And exhaling forward, grabbing the backs of the legs. And exhaling down, Uttanasana. Make sure that the thighs are rolling in towards each other, the very top of the thighs, so that the inner groins of both of your legs are moving back towards the wall behind you. And then looking up, placing the hands on the mat, spreading the palms and fingers apart, and stepping the legs back. Finding Adho Mukha Svanasana, bend your knees, lift your heels, and lower the forehead to the support. Keep stretching the arms. Keep moving the arms towards the hands. Keep that lightness to the buttocks, so the buttocks are lifting through their lightness, lifting up to the sky. And then with your next exhale, straightening the legs. And sending the exhale to both of your front thighs and ironing them back to the thigh bone. Check that your top upper thighs are rolling in here too, rolling in towards each other, so that the inner groins of both of your legs are moving back and the inner sit bones are widening. And then looking up and coming forward, making a plank pose. The bolster is there for us. And coming down and laying on the bolster. Turn your toes under if you haven't already. Charge the legs, stretch the arms, press down, lift the sternum up. The arms firm. The legs firm. Move your tailbone down to the bolster and connect your pubic bone firmly with the bolster. Lift the belly button up. Keep the legs firm. Move the hands to chaturanga hands. Connect with the palm of your hand. Connect with the fingers. Connect with the fingertips. And bring those elbows in. And now move the fingers out, away from each other. And really press down into the heel of the palm of the hand. And from that action, lift the front shoulders, engage the upper back, lats in. And now turn the fingers, Mayurasana fingers, stretching the inner wrist. Even if you can't press the hand completely down, press down into that and start to open the areas that are blocked, that are tight. Elbows in, front shoulders lifted, charge the legs. And then hands coming just a little bit forward, bending the knees, squeeze the elbows in, and pushing ourselves back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Forehead on your support, the knees are still bent, lift the heels high. With an exhale, straighten both of your arms, get more charge, more awareness there, broaden the shoulders, and let that lightness come to the buttocks. And then with an exhale, straighten both of your legs and send the exhale to the curve of your front thigh muscles, flattening it, ironing it back to the thigh bone. And then bending the knees completely down to the mat and coming back up. All right, moving the bolster to the side just a little bit. Place the hands underneath your shoulders and spread the fingers as widely apart as you can. Fingers are like toes, they can get stuck together. When we don't use the hands, they start to tighten in. So really spread out. Line the knees up with the hands. Lift your belly buttons now so that the organs aren't hanging here. Lifting up, connecting to the lower back. Even if you don't feel it, you will at some point. Now, charge the arms, make them firm. Turn the toes under. Lift your knees up once. Back down. Twice. Back down. Third time. And back down. And now turn the fingers open. And the same thing. Ready? And lifting up. Lift the belly button and back down. Lifting up, relift the belly button and back down. Third time, lifting up and back down. Okay, you know what's coming. The hands turning this way. Now, if it's excruciating and the palms are lifted, you take a blanket and you can use the edge of the blanket. So the thinnest edge would be this. And if you needed more height for the heels of your palms of your hands, you could use that. Choosing what works, you can always press stop, pause only, and get your equipment. And otherwise, here we go, ready, and lift. And back down. Relift the belly button, and lift. And back down. And again, ready, and lift. And back down. And releasing. Okay, so we're feeling these arms, these hands connecting. Let's now do an Adho Mukha Svanasana without any support and with the soles of our feet completely flush against the wall and our hands turned out all the way. So let's first look at the feet completely. Normally I have us do diagonalized. Today I want you right back against the wall. So move the feet back. Turn the hands open, not just a little bit, but all the way. And then spread those fingers, broaden the capacity of the hand. And ready, keep the knees bent at first, stretching the arms pushing into the hands, and from that, pushing yourselves away from the hands, the buttocks lifting, the head lowering. Ready to straighten the legs, inhale, time it with the breath, and exhale, straightening the legs, push the front thighs back. Now move yourselves forward. So you're coming to a plank pose with the fingers turned open. And now we're coming to a chaturanga, but first let's bend the knees lightly to the mat. Keep your strength in your arms. Lift your belly button. And ready, chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in so the knees can rest lightly, but you don't want all of the legs to take the weight. You want to strengthen those arms. Good, and then back up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then bending the knees and coming down completely. Okay, now turn the hands forward. So when we turn the hands open, we naturally get broad shoulders with the inner elbows facing forward. When we turn the hands forward, it's much harder to keep the shoulders broad. Our arms tend to turn in and we get tight. So roll the arms open, keep that broadness, the inner elbows facing forward. Inhale and exhale, keep the knees bent, push yourselves back. Now with an exhale, push the arms into the hands and then push yourself away from the heels of the hands. Feel the weight of the pose moving back, the head lowering to join in, the buttocks lightly lifting. And now preparing to straighten the legs. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale, straighten the legs firmly. Push the shins back, push the front thighs back. And now bringing the weight forward, plank pose, check your inner elbows, lift the belly button, firm the core, and now we're going to do Ardha Chaturanga, so bring the knees down, but just very lightly. You can just hover above the mat if possible. Inhale, and exhale, squeeze those elbows into the ribs. Keep pressing into the hands, the arms to get that strength, lats in, that's it, 2, lift the belly button, and 1, back up, and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And bending the knees, and coming back down to the mat. Alright, well, we know what's coming next. It's the fingers inverted. So, of course, if the hands are not reaching the mat, you can put a blanket, and if this height is too high, you lower the folds of the blanket, you get a less supportive height, but maybe closer to the ground. Anyway, choosing what is right for you, so that you feel able to do some version of this. Let's turn the fingers towards us. And this is a tender place to open into, but so important. Our hands, we want to keep them working for as long as we live. They're very useful and beautiful tools. Now we're moving the feet back, and we start to feel that pressure in the hands. If it feels too much, you can always move the hands a little closer. That gives a safer feeling. Ready? Coming up, keep the knees bent. Push yourselves back. Inhale and exhale, straighten the legs. Now come forward to a plank version of this pose. Lift the belly button up so the core is engaged and bring the knees to hover over the mat. Scoop the elbows in. Inhale and exhale, coming down. Ignite those arms in a new way. And 2 and 1. Back up and out. Stretching the fingers on the way out. And exhale. Just wind those arms out. And coming to sit in Vajrasana. Bring the arms behind, interlock the fingers and press the thumbs against each other. Roll the front shoulders back. And now change the interlock of the fingers behind the back. Press the tips of the thumbs together. Re-roll the front shoulders back. And then releasing. And coming out. All right, we're definitely feeling some work coming on here. Let's go get a chair and one more bolster. So a chair and 2 bolsters and come back to the mat, continue this work. We're going to be doing handstands with our hands, or half handstands, with our hands in the variations, and this is going to be for our head support. So everyone needs a slightly different blanket here. Generally, it's a double fold. But if you're feeling that things aren't comfortable, the head is compressed, that the distance is too short, then you could try 1. If you're still not feeling good, take the blanket off and just do 2 bolsters. I am going to go with double. Okay, so of course we're using the wall. So this looks scary, but it's not. It's really comfortable and fun, and it's great for our arms. We're going to be turning the hands, so experiencing that. This chair is going to be for our feet. So we're coming in, placing the crown of the head on our support, and the hands down, fingers facing forward first. Put the thumbs underneath the bolster, spread the fingers widely. Feel the entirety of your hand, from the heel of the hand to the fingers, the knuckles, the fingertips. All right, now we're lifting one leg at a time and we're finding the chair behind us. Keep charging the arms going towards the hands, pressing down. And from that pressing downness, the shoulders rising up, the buttocks rising up. Now, if you're feeling up for it, go ahead and lift one leg all the way up, and then go ahead and lift the other and find the wall. Line the inner feet up. Spread all 10 toes, spread all 10 fingers. Recharge the arms and recharge the legs. Make sure the backs of the legs are firm. And we're gently going to make our way back down, so one leg at a time. Stay with your arms, stay with your hands. Belly button moving towards the lower back, core connecting, coming down to the chair. Both feet, and then feet to the mat. And coming to sit on the chair. Make sure the knees are over the heels, the feet are not splaying, totally parallel. Bring the arms in front, interlock the fingers. Turn the palms out, hands to the top of the head, thumbs pressing against each other. Inhale and exhale, straighten. Make sure the feet stay active. Lift the sternum higher, stretch the arms. And then bending the arms and bringing the hands forward. We're going to change the interlock. So changing the interlock, add the little pinky underneath. Parvatasana. From the chair, inhale and exhale. Straighten. Firmness to the elbows. Push up through the heels of those hands. Get taller, taller. And 2. And 1. Coming back down. And releasing. All right, ready for our second variation. We are going to turn the fingers open. So, if anything wasn't comfortable here, the distance didn't feel right, lower, make higher, adjust. Gently play with subtleties in your supports and you'll notice a big difference. You want to fine tune it, it's exactly right for the vehicle that you're in. All right, let's turn our fingers out completely. Crown of the head coming to our support. Weight moving into the hands, into the fingers, into the fingertips. And straighten those elbows, find the charge in the arms, the purpose. Feel the upper back working. Feet to the chair, if they're not already there. Keep connecting with both of your arms. Notice if one hand feels stronger, one arm feels stronger, one hand feels weaker. And try to equalize that energy. Lift the belly button to the lower back. And if you're ready to, otherwise staying here and working on this connection. If you're ready to, lifting one leg
lifting the other, and up we go, finding the wall. Now feel where your heels are on the wall, and now climb the right heel higher, and then join it with the left heel and see how you have to use your arms more, so there's no more sinking down. You're charging up through the legs, climbing the heels higher, and your arms are squeezing the bolster. Press down into the heels of the hands, the fingers, the arms moving down, and from that pressure rising up. That's it, and 3, and 2, and 1. Making your way out with control. And then feet to the mat and sitting back on the chair. Now just swivel yourselves to the right. Line the inner feet up, the inner knees up. Make sure your knees are over your heels. Little Baddha. And now turn the head all the way to the left. And now to the center. Press down into the hands to lift the chest up, the center chest up, and lift the chin up to help the center chest lift more, to stretch the throat. Exaggerate. And now keep that lift in the center chest. Soften the front throat and lower the chin. Chalandana Bandha in Parvajasana. And then lifting back up. And swiveling to the left. Baddha. Now head all the way to the right. Watch that tendency for the shoulders to lift up. And now head forward. Lift the chin, lift the chest. Shoulders down. Keep the chest lifted. Lower the chin. Just releasing. And turning back to the front. Okay, we have the last variation left. It's the scariest one. We're turning the fingers in this way. So even if you think, no, just at least try it with the feet on the chair, and then you can see about maybe just lifting one leg, coming down, lifting the other leg, etc. So building into that fear zone. All right, let's come in. Crown of the head. Fingers facing towards the chair. And press down into the heels of the hands, the fingers, the joints, the fingertips. Feel the arms squeezing the bolster. And let's bring our feet to the chair and increase. Really pressing down. The arms feeling how they're really needed. Jumping to attention, both of them. If you think you're ready to try coming up, just lift a leg, feel it out. And if you're ready, lifting up. And start to climb those heels higher and higher up the wall. Keep the back of the thigh firm. The whole back of the leg firm. Climb the heels higher. Press down into the heels of the hands to get taller and taller. That's it. And 3, and 2. Good. And 1. Coming down. Keep drawing the belly button towards the lower back. Keeping that inner core connection. Feet to the floor. And exhale. And just coming back up. Check that your knees are over your heels. Bring the hands behind. Interlock the fingers. Press the thumbs against each other. Use the railing of the chair to help to press the shoulder blades forward and feel the chest and the breast opening in new ways. And then change the interlock. Re-roll the arms back like Supine. Press the feet down, keep them active. Lift the chest up. And then releasing. And coming out. Right, we're going to move this equipment out on the side. Well, we're going to keep some of it. We're going to keep a blanket and a chair and just move the bolsters out of the way. Come into some very light variations in Shirshasana of our hands with the chair to just bring more weight into the arms. Taking your blanket and folding it in half lengthwise like this, placing it close to the wall. This is going to be for the crown of our head, and people always think the crown of the head is closer to their forehead than it is. It's further back. So be aware of that that is your tendency. You don't want this action in your Shirshasana where the whole neck is taking on the strain. The back of the neck would like to be long. And then this chair, check the distance because our feet are going to be on the chair. So if it's too far away and it's not supportive of your feet, move it in. Alright, coming for our first variation, Shirshasana 2 it's called, fingertips facing forward. Let's turn around and bring the crown of our head to the blanket, making sure the back of the neck is long and the chin is moving towards the throat. Now place the hands on the sticky mat. So you're making a tripod. Fingers facing forward, spread those fingers, spread the base of the hand, look at your elbows and scoop the elbows in. Like your chaturanga elbows, with the elbows are touching the ribs. Now press down into the hands, ignite the arms and lift the shoulders up. Feel what Gita calls the bracing of the upper back. Okay, now let's bring the feet to the chair. So 1 foot at a time, finding the chair. And now you really have to press into the heels of the hands and from there out through the fingers, the knuckles, the fingertips. That steadiness in the arms. Pressing down to lift up. Belly button going to the lower back. So the core is always moving towards the lower back. And merging together tight. And now let's lift one leg up. And if you feel able, the other one. And make a note of where your heels are on the wall. And determine how you can press down to lift up and move the heels higher. Higher and higher. Keep drawing the outer elbows in. That's it. And 3. And 2. And 1. Coming down with control. And then feet to the floor. Sitting back and coming out. Alright, second variation, turning the fingers open. So on the crown of the head, turn the fingers open. Watch your elbows, lift your shoulders, and turn the toes under, straighten the legs. Become acquainted with your arms again. Firm them up, and then feet to the chair. Try to get evenness, pressing down evenly into both of your hands. The shoulders lifting, the traps lifting, the lats in. Belly button towards the lower back. And then let's lift the leg and see how we feel about coming up all the way. Now avoid taking the weight in your head. Push into the heels of the hands, lift the shoulders up. Pull the toes back. Firm the legs, climb the heels higher. And 3. And 2. And 1. With control. Keep the arms firm, leading the pose. Bring the leg down 1 at a time. Elbows in. And then feet to the mat. And sitting back. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. Alright, third and final variation. Fingers turning that way, away from us. So crown of the head in. Turn the fingers away from you. Press the heels of the hands down. Now if you need support, for the heels of the hands, folded blanket. Go get that. Press pause on Reaper, get it, put it in. Alright, if not, elbows in, turn the toes under, straighten the legs, bring the weight to the arms. Get that centeredness, that stability, that firmness. And bring the feet to the chair. And if you feel ready, one leg lifting first, and then the other. Press down into the heels of the hands and lift the shoulders up. Lats in. Push up through the balls of the feet and pull the outer edges of the feet back towards the hips. Firm the backs of the legs and climb the heels higher. Yeah, we're almost there. And 3, and 2, and 1. Coming down one leg at a time. And then feet to the mat. Sitting back on the heels, and now we just want to move the chair back a little bit so that we can move back a little bit. And find Yoga Mudrasana, holding on to our elbows and our inner elbows on the blanket. Broaden the right shoulder to the right, the left to the left. And now looking up, changing across. And first of all, before you lower the head, bring the inner elbows forward. Use your fingers to move the inner elbows forward. Broaden the shoulders and then lower the head to the back of the neck as well. Yoga Mudrasana. And then looking up. And releasing. Alright, let's move the chair to the side and open the front of the shoulder a little bit using the wall. So first, very simply, a standing Parigasana. As the neck and the shoulders tighten up and open, energy circulating, this area is really linked into them. So let's open the waists. The right side of the body facing the wall. Stretch the arm, and if you're too close, have distance. Fingers turning down on that bottom hand. Lift the left arm up. Remember not to come forward and place the hand in front. Windmill over. If anything, bring this top hand back a little bit and move this bottom hand forward so you can help the scapula to turn. Now press into the wall and move the left hip away from the wall. Feel the left waist stretching. And lead, exhale, encourage it to stretch further in both directions. Feel it linking up through the armpits, through the arms. Now turn the head all the way down. But keep twisting gently to the right. The bottom shoulder blade coming forward. And then back up. Changing sides. Left side of the body facing the wall, check your distance again. Check that your feet really are in Tadasana. A lot of times people think they are, but then their toes are spread. So start to be exact with noticing the details. Lifting the right arm up. And remembering that we're windmilling over and we're moving the top hand back a little bit and the bottom hand forward. So make the scapula move, the bottom shoulder blade forward. Now push into your hands, activate the arms to push the right hip away. And turn the head down all the way.
And turn the chest open gently to the sky. And then coming back out. And turning around again. Let's get directly into the front of the right shoulder. So we're still in Tadasana, we're coming in close to the right side of the body to the wall. And we're stretching the arm back. Just diagonalize the arm for now. So it's not low and it's not high. Just on a diagonal. But make sure that the fingers are spread, the heel of the hand is active. Now press into the heel of that right hand and roll the front of this right shoulder open. That's it. Coming in closer and closer. Keep the arm active. It's possible to just have the arm there and not do anything. You need to create that density, wrap the muscle around the arm bones, keep rolling the front shoulder open. Good, now make a fist with the left hand, bring it around, place it between the buttocks, and with that fist, press the coccyx forward and roll the shoulder open, turn the head to the left. Turn the head to the right. Turn the head to the left. Turn the head to the right, keep that firmness in the right arm, the right shoulder opening. Look forward. And now lift the chin. Lift the chest. And then keep the chest lifted, lower the chin. And exhale. Releasing. Turning around to the other side. Left hand side of the body facing the wall in Tadasana. Diagonalizing the arm. Making the hand active, the arm active, rolling the front of the shoulder back. Feeling that firmness and going into it, seeing how you can make the arm even more firm, more alive. Now make a fist with the right hand and guide that hand back between the buttocks. Press the coccyx forward so the buttocks aren't poking back. Roll the right shoulder open, turn the head to the right. Now turn the head to the left. Keep that left arm active, left hand firm. Now turn the head to the right. Now turn the head to the left. Now to the center. Lift the chest, lift the chin, stretch the throat. Keep the left arm firm and keep the chest lifted, lower the chin, Jalanarabandha. And then lifting the head to neutral position and exhaling and releasing out. So you can really feel that beautiful opening that we're getting. And it's now time for a Sarvangasana. We're going to be using 4 blankets and the wall and a strap. Get ready all that and let's come back. Our first blanket is laid out like this. So we've opened it up, laid it out. And then we can pile on our blankets as we know how. For Sarvangasana, 1, 2, 3. And we're moving these blankets into the wall. So our shoulders will be here, our neck here, and our head on here. And then the strap, and I'm going to put my strap on before we go in. So making your loop. And when we're in Sarvangasana, we're going to be working with 2 different hand positions. In fact, why don't I show you now? The strap will be above the elbows, will be in our Sarvangasana. We're going to work with one hand position where the fingertips are going up, like that, and then one hand position where the fingertips are facing each other. All right, so just remembering that. Okay, now coming in is the trickiest part of this variation, but once you're in, it's really fantastic. You need to get in as close as you can to the wall. This is the key, really in, and then you kind of want to curl your knees in and cuddle up like you're going into the fetal position as close as you can to the wall. And then your legs will come up and you start to turn and you start to see where this is headed. And my advice is to press into the feet and lift the buttocks, and this permits you to roll your shoulders back and start to feel how it's going to work.
So you should feel your neck going down the ridges of the blankets, the shoulders on the edges. You can put your hands on your shoulders, on your front shoulders. Just bend the elbows, hands to the front shoulders. And lift one shoulder up and roll it back. Pull it back with the fingertips. And then do the same for the other one. Roll back. That's it. Now press into your feet and move the buttocks away from the wall. Don't let them sink to the wall. Move them away, shooting like a upside down half back bend, so to speak. And now let's bring the hands back. They're still on your shoulders. Try to press the elbows down and place the hands on the back with the fingers facing up. So turn the hands so the fingers are facing up. Keep pressing into the feet to move the middle buttocks forward. So they're not hanging, they're active. And when you press into the feet, move the middle buttocks forward, you'll feel the backs of the legs start to work, which is excellent. Now make the hands on the back purposeful. So you're not sitting into them. If your buttocks go towards the wall, you start to rest in the hands. We don't want that. The hands are doing the pressing. They're pressing into the ribs and up, into the ribs and up, guiding the back body. Now extend the right leg straight to the sky. Pull the toes down. Keep the hands pressing up. Then bend the right leg. And now extend the left leg straight to the sky. And notice what's happening in the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. And bend the left leg. Bring the hands higher up the back, closer to the mat. And now let's extend both of our legs, heels to the wall. And press the hands in and up. The backs of the legs firm. And now let's see if we can bring the heels away from the wall. But widen the feet apart, feet parallel, hands pressing up. And then bring the feet together and heels back to the wall. And then bend the knees and release the hands. All right, we're going to explore the second variation of the hands. So now place the hands differently. The fingers facing each other, the thumb going up, the waist towards the hips, and the little fingers have importance here. You'll feel the outer skirting of the hand. Now straighten the right leg. And then bend the leg. And straighten the left leg. And then bend the leg. Now straighten both legs, heels to the wall. Don't let the buttocks drop to the ground. Press those hands. Roll the shoulders back. Heels firm, firm the knees. Feel the outer skirting of the hand, the little finger. Press it there, press the whole outer skirting of the hand into the back body. That's it, and 3, and 2, And one. Bending the legs back in, releasing the hands, and bringing the hips down. We're going to bring one shoulder off at a time, moving ourselves back. And we're going to take the strap off the arms. And the hips back onto the blanket. Widen the feet apart. And then rest the inner knees against each other. Extend the arms diagonally away. And lift each shoulder blade up. Roll the front shoulder back. And tuck the shoulder blade in. Relax the face, the back of the neck long, the front throat soft. Keep relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the abdomen. And then bending the elbows in and make sure to roll over to come out. And coming back out. All right, isn't that wonderful? Last and final pose coming up before Shavasana. And it's a beautiful variation of Supta Baddha Konasana. So we need 2 blankets, a strap, 2 bricks underneath our thighs, and a couple of blankets. And we're going to move a little bit away from the wall. So let's get on that and enter this beautiful last restorative part of our practice. So it looks like a lot, but it's not. Okay, we don't need the blocks, by the way. So we have this blanket, which is going to be lying on it. And then we have our 2 bolsters lined up. And then we have 1 blanket folded lengthwise, obviously, so that it can be on the bolster. Our feet are going to be on this. And this blanket is going to be for our neck and head in Shavasana, so it'll be waiting for us here so that we don't have to exit from this pose to come into Shavasana. Okay, strap. Yes, we need a strap for our Baddha Konasana. So we are coming in. And there's already a loop in our strap. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're bringing the knees close together, placing the strap on, bringing our buttocks closer to the bolster. And our feet stay on the blanket. So this is a different type of Baddha Konasana. We're not bringing the heels close in to the groin. We're purposefully doing a spread Baddha Konasana to experience more broadness, more passiveness. So now the knees open and you'll feel where the strap needs adjusting. And you can see how it contains the outer edges of the thigh, so you don't need the bricks. And you can put them there, but you don't need them. And now we're coming down onto the elbows and lifting up, and with our fingertips moving the buttocks towards the bolster. And the feet may start to come closer. Encourage them to just stay on the blanket. You can widen the strap if you went too small, so that you can have that broadness. And then lying back down, extending the arms diagonally away and open the shoulders so the palms are really opening. So the energy of the palms is such that the little fingers are moving towards the thumbs. Then you know that the source is really open when that spiral comes through and expresses itself that way in the hands. And when everything feels right and even, so feel your back body. Feel the outside edges of the ankles, the calves, the thighs. Feel the right back hip, the left back hip, the shoulder blades. Even things up as much as possible. And feel that you're lying right in the center of the head. And then the eyelids closing. And we'll be here for 3 minutes.
And gently from the softness, the eyelids opening but staying very quiet, movement slow. We just want to take that strap off and roll that bottom bolster away with our feet. And move back just enough so that the bolster that's still there is supporting the backs of the knees and the backs of the thighs in just the right way. The lower back still connecting. And we reach back and our other blanket is right there for the neck and head. So, as few movements as possible. The strap can be used over our eyes and over our outer ears. And really extending the arms and rolling the shoulders open. Shavasana. And then the hands coming to rest on the inner groins. And then the hands Coming gently to remove the strap from the eyes and the ears, but keep the eyelids closed. Just allow the light to flood the eyelids, but keeping the eyelids closed, the mind contained. And then press the palms together in front of the center of the chest. Loka samasta sukhinho bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then the hands coming back to rest on the lower abdomen. And both eyelids gently flickering open. And now rolling over onto the right hand side of our bodies, pushing ourselves back up. And welcome back. Our practice is complete. Hope that you are feeling your arms and the energy that the arms bring to everything else. Feeling grateful that we have arms to use and hands to use. My father is an amputee of one arm and half a hand and a non-functioning thumb. So I really do live the experience of how essential our digits are, our thumbs, our wrists, our elbows, our arms, our shoulders, to have those working. So don't lose it, use it, and see you on the mat soon. Take good care. Namaste.